Hello and welcome to ENT News. I'm your host Eric Rennie, filling in for Amar Santos. Moving on from our stories about the switch to virtual and how your voice matters, we here at ENT News felt that it was important to discuss a topic that was a little bit more fun. With sports still being restricted, let's talk about the leagues that never had to stop playing esports. Here's a video introducing the activities of the Esports Club.
Here at New York City College of Technology, we're here to witness a small club that is hosting a large event. This huge event is known as Esports. Esports is the competition that brings gamers together to see who is the best between each other. And here at NYCCT, within the Voorhees Theater, the Esports Club will be hosting a large tournament known as All Out 2020.
Here to talk to us about Esports Club are John Cruz and Jose Calderin, the current and former heads of City Tech's very own Esports Club. Welcome to the show, guys. We appreciate you taking the time to be here.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us. Yeah.
Great. So my first question is for the both of you. What is the Esports Club, and what does esports mean to you and all the members in the club? We'll start with you, John.
Well, esports for me, it's just like any other sport. It's purely about competition, but not only that, the connections and friends you make along the way. And here at City Tech, it's a huge hub on the huge campus that we have, which allows students from various departments and buildings to just come and interact with each other, make friendships, and make new rivalries.
Great. And how about you, Jose? What does esports mean to you and all the members in the club?
The club for me, man, it was something that I created with a couple of friends, and it's something we wanted to create to build a community for City Tech, so people can like play video games and have fun while doing it.
And John, how did you guys keep Esports Club interested before COVID hit?
Before COVID hit, like Jose mentioned, we held multiple events. Usually, a lot of esports events are tournament based. But due to the nature of the equipment setup that we have on school, everyone kind of gravitated towards fighting games. So everyone pitched in together alongside the ENT department, and we just had a bunch of mini series of just fighting game tournaments and other like party game competitions.
That's great. Jose, how did you keep the Esports Club interesting before COVID?
So before the COVID, we had a tournament with collaboration with the ENT department. It was a Super Smash Bros. Tournament. It was a huge success. We streamed it on Twitch, and was sponsored a little bit by Tespa. They gave us prizes, and we also gathered money, and we made a design belt. One of our officers created and designed the belt, and then we sent it out, and we had it brought back to us, and the winner was able to get the belt, the 2019 All Out tournament champion.
That sounds really fun. Super Smash Bros. Is actually one of my personal favorites. So, Jose, how was giving up the mantle to John, and how was helping the club from a non-staff perspective this time around?
From the start, when I was president, I always knew that I was gonna hand in the club to John because he still had like a couple of semesters left, and is one of the persons we trusted the most with continuing the legacy and continuing the community that we already had started. And from working behind the scenes, it's we are there to help John when he needs us, and if anything he needs, we're always there for him with like handling the tournament, handling like tryouts or other stuff like during club hours. If he needs us, we'll be there and help him with whatever he needs.
That's great. And John, what level of support does the club get from the school? Do you guys like get funds? Do you hold events?
So getting funds can be tricky, and we've gotten funds in the past before, but if you don't use up all your funds, then you have to return it to the school. So usually we find like loopholes or workarounds. So we, any donations we might get, we have it donated to the MTech department, and then it gets funneled into the club. And just segueing from that, any help that we get from old previous staff members like my predecessors or any other club administrators, usually no matter what, like at the drop of a hat, they live a lot closer than me. I'm commuting from the Bronx. These guys will come from Jersey, Brooklyn, Queens, and they all always show up if we're short-staffed.
That's really nice of all of them. Is there anything on the line when you play these tournaments to make it more competitive, like cash prizes?
So depending on what our sponsorships give us, like TESPA usually sponsors or partners up with the different companies. So like a year or two ago was Soylent, then the year before that was Coca-Cola, and we started getting more offers from companies like ROG and Mountain Dew just recently sponsored us. But usually, generally it's not cash prizes. Usually it's a lot of tech hardware like gaming laptop, PC, or whatever real to digital transaction currency for whatever the game is up for grabs.
That's really cool. How did the club manage to switch from in-person or virtual, like when COVID began and continuing on this semester?
So the transition has been a little tricky just because right when we were starting the transition process, as in passing off the torch, so to speak, to the incoming freshmen or younger members, that got kind of thrown all out of whack with COVID because it was at the beginning of the process, and then we had to adjust, like, with real life responsibilities, whether it's working or new class schedules, and figuring out how to balance all that. So right now we're in the process of reconstructing, and we should be up and running by the spring.
So you guys aren't hosting any tournaments whatsoever right now, right?
Not at the moment. We're just in like the reconstruction phase.
How do you see these tournaments and events working during COVID, or how do you see hosting these tournaments possibly in the future?
So in a perfect world, these tournaments would run seamlessly, but the fact of the matter is not everyone has access to the same equipment or same networking conditions that would be ideal for running online tournaments, and we have to take that into account because that can create different disparities or unfair advantages for the many people that are competing.
Totally. Well, thank you for being here, John and Jose. We appreciate you guys keeping this semester fun and engaging while we're stuck at home.
All right,
Thanks for having us.
Thank you all for tuning in to Entertainment Tech News. Join us again on October 13th when I will be discussing the Entertainment Tech's graphics department and their special project. Thank you again for joining. This is Eric Rennie signing off.